So have you ever read the Harry Potter series before? It's all about this kid that got a little slash around his face, and he's been known as this almighty wizard that was able to help and support these kids along this long journey. But when he was a kid, he was always very confused because he had lost his parents in a certain way that he was very unsure of, and he was always trying to seek something out in the long run. Well, on the way that he was seeking the truth and trying to figure out what exactly was going on in his life, when he was a kid, he was with this family known as the Duncan family. Now, the Duncan family was extremely kind of like set with their ways. They know what they want, and this is what they believe in. They're not seeking anything because they already think they know what everything already is. And so they're not seeking for that. And nobody really trusts the Duncan family. However, through the stories, everybody follows Harry because of the fact that he is still seeking the truth and everybody believes in him. Now, the quote that I received is that people believe into those who are seeking the truth and doubt those who have already found it. Now, this is a very important quote in my life, and I've also seen it in three different lives. I'm going to look at my life individually. I'm going to look at the life of Amelia Earhart, and I'm also going to look at the life of Stephen Hawking. My bad. Now, my personal life, this has been a very important thing. Now, when I was 10 years old, my parents finally decided to tell me that I was actually adopted. And this was a huge important factor for my life, mainly due to the fact that it opened up a whole new horizon and information into what I was able to look forward to. However, at that time, I was kind of scared, and I was actually very comfortable with a family that I had already known at that time. And when they asked me if I ever wanted to go out and meet them, I was like, yeah. I really wasn't like looking forward to it because I was really comfortable and happy with the people that I had already known. But after a while, I started to doubt myself because I knew that there was this other family out there that had actually given birth to me and who was actually owning the kind of blood that's inside of me. And I started doubting who exactly I was. And like it said in the second part of that quote, those are the people that doubt. The people that are doubting are the ones that are already feel like they had already found the truth. But in my case, I decided to end up going and looking out and figuring out what exactly that truth was. So I decided to seek the truth. And in the long run, I got to meet this family, and I got to find out who exactly this birth family was. And because of the fact I was able to do that, I started to believe in myself, and I started to actually believe in who I actually was. And not only the fact that I had my regular family that I lived with, and also the family that I have, my birth family, the bloodline. So now that I've talked about my personal story, I want to look at the story in the life of Amelia Earhart. Now, Amelia Earhart is a very big symbol in the world of feminism and women, mainly due to the fact that she's been the first woman to, well, not just the first woman, but she has been one of the most well-known women out there to stand up and do things that men thought women were unable to do. And so she decided to go up in the plane and just start flying all over the place, setting records and setting all these new distance things and all these different times and things that women have never been able to accomplish. But because of the fact that she was trying to do this, one of the goals in her life was the fact that she was trying to seek the truth. And she was trying to figure out what it actually meant to be a woman and to be able to go out and figure out to what extent can women actually do and incorporate their lives into. And even to the point where she died in a very unknown area in the middle of a plane crash on one of the biggest trips she's ever been on, she was still trying to seek the truth and finding what the limits of what it was to be actually a woman in the world and society that they were living in. So that's also one of the biggest reasons why everybody really believes into Amelia Earhart and what she had done. Now, Stephen Hawking is another very important person in actually the lives of today. He has been a very genius person, I would put it. He's been unable to walk around for a very long time with a certain issue that he has had in his body. He's been stuck in a wheelchair for a very long time. But at the same time, he has this mind of just vast amounts of knowledge that just allow him to figure out all of these different areas and ideas in sections. And he was always trying to figure out and seek that truth of what it actually meant to be in this world and to be able to figure out all of these different math equations and these other kind of relative nations of motions and all these other kind of areas and figures that he has actually figured out. And because of that, people believe in him because he is still seeking what he believes is right. So in conclusion, because of these lives of these three people, which involves myself, Amelia Earhart, and Stephen Hawking, we all have sought something so that we can try to find the truth. And because of that, people have not only believed in us, we've also been able to believe in ourselves. And overall, if we wouldn't have sought that kind of a device and we haven't sought that actual truth and we just accepted the fact that we were just what we were, we would never have gotten as far as we are. We would never have become the symbol that we have become. And not only that, but we would have doubted ourselves and nobody would have believed in us. So the quote still still stands true to this point in day. Thank you.